Now let's talk about food and also mental health because I believe there's a big connection between the gut and the brain. Okay. Now I want to know from you when you change from your normal eating habits, that is taking consuming meat and also other vegetable prior to getting into being vegetarian and vegan. What is the shift in your mindset, your mental health? How did you feel? Did you feel much clarity? Did you, even in your body, did you feel lighter? Please share that, David, because I think as a person who's experimenting this, it's key because I take a lot of vegetarian food. I eat more seafood. Sometimes I indulge some meat, but that's in a rare occasion. I have certain experience but I would like to hear your experience on when you shifted. How did you feel? How did your uh, this amazing equipment work before and after change?
Yeah, sure. Well, look, firstly, I need to say I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not medically trained at all.
Yep.
And certainly nowhere near have an in-depth understanding of mental health, but just based on my own experiences. Look, there's been times in my life when, I've looking back, I'm sure I've suffered from depression, and but I can't honestly say that that was in any way diet related. That was, external circumstances related. And people, when I first started to give up meat, people would say, "Do you feel any different?" And honestly, I couldn't say that I did but when I look back now, after many years, I'm now at 69 this month. I'm fitter, healthier, stronger than I was 20 or 30 years ago. And, a big part of that is my diet, I'm sure. I just, right now, this year particularly, I don't have any sugar at all. And we don't have any, we're a sugar-free house. And when I say sugar, we don't have any other sweeteners as well. There is a jar of organic honey in the cupboard. We touch that. I don't have it at all, but my two boys have it very, very rarely. A fraction of a teaspoon of honey. That's the only sweetener that we have in the house. And so it's not only sugar, it's all the other, even natural alternatives to sugar that we don't have either. So, it's not just being a vegetarian, it's shunning now anything processed. When we go to the supermarket, we do buy organically grown beans in cans. That might be kidney beans and chickpeas. We buy the organic dried beans as well to soak, but that comes in a can. That's the only thing we have in a can, and we just don't buy anything that's in a packet. We eat a lot of nuts and seeds, and we buy those raw, and we grind them and mill them at home to make flour. We eat very little grain. I don't eat, very, very little grain. It's just a whole food, plant-based diet. And I feel fantastic. I feel healthier, lighter, absolutely lighter, stronger, fitter than for decades and decades. And that's a result of my continually improving diet, combined with exercise and combined with an awareness that, primarily thanks to you, the necessity to meditate, which is something that Romna and I have just started to do together. And, continuing to develop a positive mental attitude. We use the Reset app to remind us of the things that we want to have in our life that we don't have, and remind us of the blessings that we do have and the things that we should be grateful for. So I can't say that I gave up meat and all of a sudden noticed a dramatic physical or mental improvement. However, over the years of the process of refining what we eat and refining what and how we think, then I feel that I'm in a very strong mental health position. Sure, do I get upset? Do I get angry? Of course, I am human. Yeah, I am not the
Yeah.
robot. Um,
Yeah.
and I do have, negative thoughts from time to time. But, we've learned, particularly with Reset and years and years of reading, that there's no value in holding on to a negative thought. And, so we very quickly get rid of the negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. So that whole journey combined has brought me now to a place at 69 years of age where I have a far greater control over the way I think and respond to various circumstances. And if I respond poorly, then it's only for a short period of time. And then I, reset and get my mindset back on track. And as a result, I've got to say I'm happier now than at any time in my life because I feel more in control of my life and I'm healthy. And, it's helped me realize that there is just so much to be grateful for. And so, my understanding of mental health is that we all suffer from time to time. Times of darkness, periods of darkness, things happen in our lives outside of our control that might devastate us. And particularly right now with COVID, I personally know people that are financially devastated. And in the past, I have been financially devastated, and I know the toll that it can take physically and mentally. But I think that there's hope that if we can, learn to eat well, exercise well, think well, then we as human beings can overcome any obstacle. And there's
Absolutely.
libraries are full of books of people that have had unbelievably difficult challenges in their life and come through and, now live to tell inspiring stories. And we can all do that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's interesting, David, when I'm hearing what you're saying. Now, one of the things that I sense, when you say there's massive clarity now, you're happy and all that, could it be also because with all the things that the environment is throwing at you, with a lot of unhealthy choices of food, habits, there's so many things that's out there which you can put it as the affluent world is throwing at you. And you being there, you're able to construct your own environment, be disciplined enough, and to choose the right food mindfully and to eat that gives you a sense of control. That itself is a big tick for you to have a wonderful feeling about yourself. Could that be one of it?
Look, absolutely, Siva. I know that, if I am, at a nice hotel and there's a buffet, and sometimes I succumb to the temptation and will hit the dessert bar. And sometimes I'll resist the temptation and not. And I know that I feel proud of myself when I make that golden choice. And I know I feel not happy with myself when I make that toxic choice at the dessert bar. And simple choice to walk away or indulge. But that has, a psychological impact. I feel good when I make the right choice. And I feel good when I look in the mirror or get on the scales and see what my weight is and see that my BMI is at an ideal weight. Now, if I let my weight balloon and put on 5 or 10 kilos, I know, and I have done that in the past, I know I don't feel proud of myself. I don't feel good. So I feel good about ourselves is really important. And if we make more good choices than poor choices, then we're on the right track to feeling good. And when we do make the wrong choice, then let's not beat ourselves up endlessly about it. Let's just reset and, make better choices next time. Use every toxic choice as a learning experience to make a better choice next time. I know that's easier said than done, yes, but You know, I mean, I think it's right. You know, most people, if we thought about it, we would acknowledge we feel good when we make good choices.
Yeah,
We feel good mentally, I mean. We feel, you know, proud of ourselves. We feel that, yeah, that's the right thing to do. When we do the wrong thing, whether it's to ourselves or to somebody else, when we do the wrong thing, we have all sorts of negative feelings.
absolutely.
And you know, so doing the right thing by others and by ourselves, we have the reverse of that, all the positive feelings. And so if we just saturate ourselves with positive feelings all the time by making the right choices and doing the right thing, then, you know, we can't help but feel good about ourselves. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that has a dramatic impact on our state of mental health.
Yeah. And I also realized that's awesome, David, that you also said that in your home, there's no refined sugar, there's no any sort of sugar except for organic honey. And you've made the ability to choose, to be in control by also making sure your environment is supporting you with that. I realized that because I've known some of them who would like to lose weight, but the refrigerator is filled with a lot of carbs and sweet stuff. So at 12 a.m., when they're hungry, when they come down, they should be sleeping by then. When they want to pull in something healthy, what comes out is a cheesecake. So that's amazing what you just said. I picked on that. Your environment is solid. So that's exciting. And now